Hey guys, Russell back with IDKO2, coming at you with a back to school special, outlining some super useful tips. I'm hoping that you guys will find useful as well. So speaking of school, you guys may have noticed the change of scenery behind me. I actually moved back to school myself, and this is my school, not residence, but schoolhouse. So stay tuned and subscribe for an update, and hit that like button if you're excited to see the update for the rig as well. I'll do that sort of all in the same video, give you guys a tour of the new setup. So moving on, there is a whole lot of ways that I could sort of move forward with this back to school special. There's a couple of things I was sort of thinking of, and I was like, maybe we should do it a little bit differently. Everyone else is like, what's the best hardware for your back to school gaming rig and back to school specials and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? Like, if you're working on something, you probably have something built already. If not, hit that like button or comment down below. Let me know that you want to see something like that, and I will get something at you guys as fast as possible. So what I've done is actually I've picked out a couple of the most important things that I want to outline for a new or returning, even experienced student that I really think would help you guys out. I'll try not to spend too much time on each item, but on every item that you want a little bit more of an in-depth explanation, leave a comment in the description below. Lots of comments. Jeez, I'm saying that too often. Leave a comment in the section below, and I'll see if I can elaborate further with a follow-up video a little bit later. So first things first, we're going to start with the noobs, the little froshies, and some of the things that they could benefit from. So other than your handy-dandy campus map, and normally I'd hold the campus map up, but I don't need it anymore. So that'll get you to where you need to go. You've got to make sure that you're on time for just about everything you need these days. Like, you're an adult. Act like it. Get yourself a watch or two that you'll get into the habit of wearing every day. I myself have chosen two. A Polar FT1 and a nicer Sterling original that I got from Amazon for like $65 for every. It looks okay. So as you can see, like, these are pretty different timepieces. So the Polar is an ultralight sports-oriented digital watch with an all-rubber band design and water resistant to 30 meters. I use this watch as my daily go-to because it is super light. I hardly even know it's there. At the same time, it is kind of rugged enough to do just about anything. I've mountain biked, done Frosh Week, and that's a whole entire story. If you want to hear more about that, then let me know. And a Tough Mudder and thousands of meters of swimming. So it is pretty beat up, but it does get the job done, so I'm pretty happy with it. The Sterling, on the other hand, it's a more recent acquisition these days. I picked it up at the end of the summer because I needed just like a nicer watch to like wear to meetings and meet people and all that kind of stuff. So you'd actually be surprised how many collaborative meetings that you might have in school as of now. I myself, we have 1 or 2 or 3 big projects that we do in a group every year, and you're meeting quite often, so 3 or 4 times a week. You just want to look good when like you're meeting clients and all that kind of stuff. So with a genuine black leather band and a beige inner band, it pretty much goes with just about everything. The large black face, this is a men's model, the women's may be slightly different. So large black face isn't too overwhelming, and the hands and silver time position number indicator slit thingies are shiny. I mean, nice. Also water resistant to 30 meters. It wouldn't be detrimental if you're caught in the rain or otherwise get it wet. So last pro tip for watches, if you set the time 2 minutes ahead of the actual time, or the time on your phone, you will eventually forget it's set 2 minutes ahead, and you may just end up on time for your next meeting, if not 2 minutes early. So once you get to that class on time or that meeting 2 minutes early, the next thing that you're going to want to do is pick up a nice, trustworthy, powerful laptop to get all that note-taking done. Unless you're taking lots of math notes. More on that later. So there are a couple of ways that you can achieve this, and I want to touch briefly on each one. So one is get a kick-ass all-around laptop that will last you for all of your school years. It seems unlikely, but it can be done. So the second thing, if you're a gamer or someone else that actually has a desktop at home already, if you add a small laptop convertible or a tablet to the mix, so you can still take it to and from class without a huge hassle. So if you're looking into a laptop that'll suit your needs, so you got to ask yourself these questions. You got to be looking at like, what are you going to be doing on it? Are you an extreme multitasker? Do you need dedicated video memory? Is battery life a big deal? Where will I be using it? And how big do you want it? Because yes, size does matter. Each of these questions will give you a slight clue as to the type of computer that you need. In my personal experience, I've always gone Intel with laptops because they are more power efficient chips that help extend your battery life and can power through pretty much anything you throw at it. Especially with the new dual or quad core i5s and dual or quad core i5, sorry, and quad core i7 series. If you already got that big powerful desktop at home and you don't need a powerful laptop every day, consider a tablet taking the place of a traditional laptop. Or consider something like the Asus Transformer Book or the HP Stream, or even the Microsoft Surface or Surface 2 or Surface 3. Not the Surface Pros; those are a little bit different, but the Surface series. So the Asus Transformer books actually have a lot to offer for their size, from the older series sporting the Atom Core and the newer series repping the new Core M series chips. So they also come stock with a keyboard unlike the Surface or many other tablets. Storage space isn't an issue really if all you're doing is note-taking, because you can sync sort of everything into your Microsoft account, the OneDrive, the cloud, sort of that. I use that a lot. It helps a lot. The number of times that you forget to print a report or something, you're already on campus, you can't come back home, blah, 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 and you just print it from your phone or something. That's awesome. It's a super cool feature. Let me know if you guys want a little bit more of an explanation on OneDrive and how to use it effectively. I can do it for you guys. Use it all the time. I've already mentioned I moved back to school. This is why I got a little bit more retail space. I got to put up that second monitor. And that just allows me to be a little bit more productive. It's really productivity based. It's not for surround gaming. This is the only 1080p monitor. This other one is 16 something by 1050 or something like that. So it's not quite full 1080p, but it's actually pretty good. It's an older monitor. I can go through this stuff later, maybe. I don't know. So again, with the multi-monitor setups, it doesn't have to be for that surround setup that I was talking about that you see in some of those badass gaming rigs. Although that is really my ultimate goal. I want to get 3 of these monitors. These are the BenQ GL2460Ms. I love it. I will probably be doing some sort of practical overview of this monitor in the future to let you guys know, because it is a steal. So adding even one monitor to your current setup will make your working experience just that much better. But I do have to warn you, the second you add that second monitor, you will not want to go back to single monitor working. You just won't. So like, if you can picture this, you're writing a report on this screen, and then you're researching said report on the other half of that screen. And then you're looking at your notes over here in your OneNote, which synced from your OneDrive in the cloud. If you're doing all of that on the same monitor, it gets really, really busy. And even with the desktop switching feature in Windows 10, which is pretty cool, it's a lot easier to spread these windows out over the 2 monitors. Even with 1080p monitors reaching rock bottom prices, because 1440p and 4K are becoming more popular, it's cheaper than ever to add a second monitor to your setup now, purely for the purpose of productivity. Alright, so moving from the desk setting out into the real world, it's important to keep your phone and other devices charged while you're on the go. It's now pretty customary for me to keep a battery charger in my backpack while I'm walking around campus. So, like this one here that I'm showing you from Goal Zero, or even this one that comes with comes free with the purchase from American Eagle. So you may laugh now, as you may see that guy with the cord leading from his backpack to his phone, but when you're stuck on campus for 18 hours a day and you desperately want to order a pizza because you're going to be there all night, and then your phone's at 1%, then you'll understand why I'm including this as a must-have in my back-to-school pro tips. The last thing on my list is something that may save you upwards of $500, as it did to me, which is why I'm saving the best for last. So when I got my textbook list for university in second year, I tabulated about $1,000 for all the textbooks, brand new or in newish condition from the bookstore. So I said to myself, like, damn, like, there's got to be a better way to spend this money. Like $1,000 is a lot of cases of juice boxes. So I hit the internet, the best and most trustworthy source for spending money. And in the darkest depths of the farthest reaches of the interwebs, I found this okay, so it wasn't like the darkest or sketchiest website, but I found this website and it really, really helped me out. So I'm going to spell it out here. It's www.abebooks.com or .ca or .u, wherever you are. AbeBooks.com is the one that I went to. So I found this website, and it's actually not as sketchy as some people may seem. So this one turned out to be actually really reliable. I ended up ordering up to, I think it was like 6 textbooks from this website. And I got them all. They're in good shape and all the rest of it. So all you do is to find your textbook is you have to look out your ISBN number. There's an ISBN 10 or ISBN 13. Doesn't matter which one it was. You can use these in the search function. I will show you guys a little bit of a screen show to show you guys how to do that. So it gives you hundreds of options: new, used, hardcover, softcover, loose leaf, and every other combination depending on what's available. A couple of things to know: if it says International Edition, it is literally identical to the American edition, which is likely the edition used in most American or Canadian American schools. Not sure about Europe because I don't live there. Except that it uses like an English, like a Canadian spelling for most words, I think. And it is published and printed outside of the United States. This drives down production costs and therefore lowers the overall cost of the book. Lots of times these books are also softcover, which isn't a big deal unless you really just want to like bash your books in. But if you take good care of them, they'll stay in really, really nice shape. I found the best deals using the new softcover International Edition combination. Another thing to note, some schools or even professors offer custom editions of whatever textbook it is. Nothing is custom really about the textbook. It's generally the full textbook slimmed down to save printed paper. This is supposed to lower the cost of the textbook, so generally the custom textbooks will be $50 less than the $300 real textbook. But if you get the International Edition, they may just be like, $50 or whatever. Now, the only stipulation to this is sometimes you will get excerpts from a whole bunch of textbooks to make up the custom textbook, and then that's when your money may be better spent getting your custom textbook as opposed to these 5 textbooks because you take one chapter from each. So they legally can't change the content of the book without the author's and publisher's consent. So whatever is in these custom editions is also in the original or International Edition, and possibly with a few unnecessary chapters, which I also disagree with, because sometimes, at least in my program, in my experience, these chapters do provide the link between one piece of learning and the other, so it helps bridge that gap just a little bit. So I think it's important to include all of these chapters just in case you want to go back for a little bit of background info, and then you can see that there. Sorry guys, it's turning into a little bit of a rant, so I'm just going to stop there, but I'll end off with this. Remember that $1,000 pile of textbooks I needed to buy? I'm pretty sure I spent less than $200, got all the textbooks shipped free to my door in under 2 weeks. So plan ahead, but save yourself money. So there you have it, guys. Those are my 5 pro tips for the back to school person. It has taken me 3 years to figure some of this stuff out, so I hope that some of you have learned from my experiences and skipped that curve there. If you guys like these tips, don't forget to toss up a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And again, stay tuned for the setup update, and I will see you guys in the next one.